And as for me, as a player, you know, there's no one better to play with than Shayla Lenning. And she just makes me such a better player, and that goes for our whole team. And, you know, she's so important, and especially for me tonight, if you go back and watch the game, you know, a lot of my shots were because Shayla's across the court, she sees me, she throws, you know, she just makes a big difference. And, you know, having her on the court, just, I mean, she's, you know, our point guard, and she does what a point guard needs to do, and she's one of the best out there. And yep, I'm pretty sure that assist record's going to go down for a long, down in history for a long time. So,
Coach, can you kind of go through your emotions in the pregame ceremony, just having everybody back, and I guess all.
Well, you know, just seeing Shayna and Carolyn and Kimberly back in our locker room in the pregame, I felt real emotional right from the get-go. I really could have just cried at that point, but I didn't want to because we were about to play the game. So I waited until it was time for the rings. But I just feel such a unbelievable, lifelong appreciation and sense of respect and admiration for everyone that competed on that Big 12 championship team last year, because they're such amazing people individually. They gave so much. And when you think particularly about those three that were able to walk into the locker room, I said to the team before we went out, I wish they were all still in Jersey, and you'll feel that way till you die. You'll know how much they gave and how selfless they were day in and day out, and how much they each contributed to a Big 12 championship. And for those of us that have been through the wars, that understand this league, in a year, again, I say it over and over, but it's because it's so significant. 8 qualified for the NCAA tournament. It was the #1 RPI in the league. It wasn't a year in which we won it because this league was weak. It was a year in which they won it when this league was stronger than it has ever been. And I think they did it with such determination, all of our players. And to be in that locker room before we went out was very emotional for me. But when I was able to see them in front of their fans and families receive their rings and think about that accomplishment, I just can't explain the feeling that I have inside of me for these players. Some of them are still on the floor with us, and those three will always, every time I take the floor, they'll be a part of my memory of Kansas State and my admiration and respect and the love that you have, because the love is generated from the players you have an opportunity to coach that love you back.
The players talking about the rings. I know when you got them, everybody just stared at them for a long time.
they're pretty. They're real pretty.
Long awaited. I mean, it's something that we've been excited about since we won the Big 12, and I mean, they're anything or everything and more that we thought they'd be. They're, I mean, wonderful, and it's something that we'll be able to cherish for the rest of our lives and be able to show. And
we wanted them to shine because
glitzy.
these guys are really, what they did was just such a shining thing, and so that was a preoccupation, like to make them shine. So when they go out in the sunshine, these babies are going to shine.
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, they're perfect, absolutely perfect.
Is it something you get to design, your
Yeah.
championship ring?
And Rick Fifley, our ring maker, probably wants to assassinate me right now. But I hope the players like him because we just wanted him to be perfect for the girls.
Yeah, talk about your night tonight.
Carrie's game tonight was amazing. I love, it's not just about making shots, but it is, because when you make them, you just break the back of the opposing team. But it was just the confidence she played with, her spacing. When Lenning goes out, Carrie, without blinking an eye, is always willing to play the point. And no one understands what that takes mentally and physically to be willing to do that thing unless you play the point. And she's always there, ready to be whatever you need her to be. And I just know you didn't ask me that question, but I want to talk about Carrie's game tonight because it was classic when Lenning went down. Kincaid was ready in an instant to assume responsibility for running the basketball team. And that's gold. Now,